You've got your fire and brimstone yet? A lot of preaching going on out here. It's kind of interesting, you know. It actually is a country that was formed for freedom of religion and freedom from religion, not as a Christian nation. I might remind you that under God was not in the Pledge of Allegiance, nor was in God we trust on our dollar bill until the McCarthy frenzy in the mid-50s. So this doesn't go all the way back. Personally, I've seen, 20-some years ago, I sat up there where you guys were, and I listened to the invocation, and we got on with it. You know, that one kind of reminded me of, it was more like a pep talk at the big game. Guy comes in, reads a motivational line or two, here's a quick verse, bing, bang, boom, let's go play ball. Not anymore. I've been to the council meetings over the last couple of years for a various number of things, and the people that I listen to come up here, they're not only trying to give a little motivational, they're trying to preach to you, preach to the city. They're trying to lecture you. They're instructing you. You know it. I've sat right here. I couldn't believe what a guy was saying in December. It's ridiculous. I got two major problems. You're not going to get rid of the invocation. Fine and dandy. Let's shorten up, make what it is. This is a place of business. Religion belongs in your home and your church. Preaching does not belong here. You want to give an invocation? Fine and dandy. I got a big issue with how that's being done right now. There's something called the Kootenai County Ministerial Association, and if you have the opportunity on your iPads, pull this up. It's seniorpastors.com, and it's a very interesting website. It's pretty devoid of any real information. You really kind of got to look. But I'm figuring, well, who are these guys, and how did they get in here? Interestingly enough, the one thing I saw was they didn't actually have a list of people other than there was a list of a year's worth of Minister of the Week. And there was 52 names there. And I looked down there, and you know what was interesting? I'm looking down this list, and I don't see a Presbyterian. I don't see a Catholic. In fact, as I look down here, they're mostly cute brand names. You know, somebody that's like, hey, the mom and pop church. They're like Subways. They're everywhere. Bigger thing is, here's these churches. They're all committed. The one thing that stands out most vividly on their website is their hate, fear, and intolerance of any sexual deviance. Read it. Here's the thing. Would you have had Richard Butler stand up here? Hate to beat his name up again, but Van Noy and his gang, their primary existence is to stop sexual deviancy. It isn't their business. I'm going to ask for an escort to my car after this because I know this group is a very...
Dave.
You know what? It's a very confrontational group, as you can tell. We've seen it in the papers. We see what they do. There's my 3 minutes. Divest and divulge from the Kootenai County Ministerial Association and get real religion back here, not these fly-by-nights.
So I've developed a multi-point plan for accelerating the 2030 goals here locally. I call it the Make Idaho California Plan. I want to focus today on growth and development. For one, with so much new construction, there is a clear opportunity to implement some of the agenda here. By banning gas stoves in new construction, we've accomplished this in parts of California. We've been able to ban electric stoves completely in new construction. This is just a stepping stone towards banning stoves altogether in new construction. We're working on that now. Now, California is way ahead out there. And, of course, when you build a new apartment building or new house, you cannot install electric stove. Now, on the park front, now we need more parks. Ultimately, the goal is to turn Coeur d'Alene into one park, one big park, only a park. It's good for the environment. So that is why we propose massive skyscrapers in downtown on Sherman. I believe we could fit the entire population of Coeur d'Alene on a few blocks in Sherman, on Sherman. That way we can return Coeur d'Alene back to nature where it belongs. Now, in regards to the roads, first of all, I want to thank the road layers. I see them working. They're doing a great job. Now, in California, we're debuting roads that are just for bikes. It's just one lane, and there's no cars allowed on them. And I believe that here in CDA, we have a unique opportunity with all the new construction just to skip a few phases and implement the bike-only lanes. I believe this is something that we can do very quickly. So now, part of this, we can tell Californians coming here that, in fact, soon State Line will be oceanfront property because of global warming. We told Californians this, and they believed it. So thank you so much for your time today.
Justin? Is that your real name?
Excuse me?
Is that your real name?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to party with this guy.
So, in the past 2 years, countless public events were shut down over public health concerns. And monkeypox has 10 times the fatality rate compared to COVID and a much greater transmission rate within the homosexual community. And whereas COVID is a threat to the very old, monkeypox is especially dangerous to the young. If that were the only reason, that would be reason enough to revoke the permits of the January 11th CDA Pride event. Unfortunately, there are more reasons. CDA Pride is being organized by members of Portland Antifa and the Satanic Temple, the same Satanic Temple who this council is considering capitulating to in today's vote. The ideologically liberal Satanic Temple and Antifa exist but for one reason: agitation. Agitation as a means of deconstruction, degeneration, and destruction of the traditional norms and values
that serve as the moral foundation of conservative communities like Coeur d'Alene. Passive degeneracy is on its own a problem, but the addition of Antifa members such as Right-Wing Parlor Watch,
Read Out Antifa Alliance, and Daryl Lamont Jenkins indicates a high likelihood that political violence is their ultimate aim of this group. Add to that many conservative and religious groups will be protesting this event, as it is their First Amendment right to do so, and we have a recipe for potential disaster, especially since this event is being marketed to
children
by CDA Pride. Even if this council was not worried about the spread of biological disease within the community, even if it was not worried about the potential violence from agitating groups like Antifa and the Satanic Temple, it should still publicly condemn groups like CDA Pride. The uncomfortable fact is that so-called Reagan reactionaries were right about what is now called the LGBTQIA+ community. That plus and recent Pride events have shown that the reactionaries were right in that they are coming for your children. These events are little more than mass grooming events where pedophilia is prominent. I'm not a very religious man, but you don't have to know the Bible to know that hormone blockers for children and having children dance in drag while older men give them $1 bills is a crime against nature itself. Further, it has recently come to my attention that CDA Pride has violated the terms of its permit by promoting paid sex workers in violation of both state law and U.S. Code 2251 regarding the sexual exploitation of children, which could theoretically open up this body to legal liability. I urge this council to reject the Satanic Temple, reject Antifa, reject CDA Pride, and embrace the values of their constituents. Thank you.
Thank you.